singing. Josh did a great job with the prayer.
That's the birthday.
Yeah.
But the title I made for this lesson is Attitudes for Success. You could change attitudes to tips or guidelines or something like that, but basically in this lesson we'll know and we'll study the attitudes that God wanted Joshua to have when Joshua was leading the children of Israel into the land of Canaan. In essence, he told them he wanted them to adopt confidence, strength, courage. He wanted them to avoid anxiety. He wanted them to accept assurance. But if you go ahead and turn to Joshua chapter 1, verse 1 through 9, if you want to follow along, we'll be there in just a second. But I know these three attitudes, these three tips, they're foolproof. I can tell you that. If you have social media, if you have the internet or anything like that, you probably saw websites or links to things, tips or guidelines to certain things. And they may work, they may not. The key thing is that they may not, because they don't have one thing. They don't have the Bible. And these three attitudes, these three tips, they do have the Bible, so they are foolproof, I can tell you that. But we'll go ahead and we'll start reading from Joshua 1 through 9, so starting in verse 1. Now after the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord, it came to pass that the Lord spake unto Joshua, the son of Nun, Moses' minister, saying, Moses my servant is dead. Now therefore arise, go over this Jordan, thou and all this people unto the land, which I do give to them, even the children of Israel. Verse 3, If every place that the sole of your foot shall tread upon, that I have given unto you, as I said unto Moses, from the wilderness and this Lebanon, even unto the great river, the river Euphrates, and all the land of the Hittites, and into the great sea, toward the going down of the sun, shall be your coast. Verse 5, There shall not be any man able to stand before thee all the days of thy life, as I was with Moses. I will be with thee, I will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. That's the part accepting assurance on these three. Verse 6, Be strong and of good courage, for unto this people shalt thou divide for an inheritance the land which I swear unto thy fathers to give them. Only be thou strong and very courageous, that thou mayest observe to do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded thee. Turn not from it to the right hand nor to the left, that thou mayest prosper whithersoever thou goest. And now the verses that Hunter read to us tonight. The book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, and thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. Have I not commanded thee? Be strong and of good courage. Be not afraid, neither be dismayed, for the Lord thy God is with thee whithersoever thou goest. Now, some background on what was happening during this time when this was all happening. It was a time of uncertainty for Israel. Moses, he had just died. He had been buried on Mount Pisgah. And Joshua had just taken the reins of leadership in Israel. He was going to have to lead the children of Israel into the land of Canaan. But he hadn't had anyone to turn to. He didn't know what he was going to tell the people. He had like a million questions going through his mind. So God comes and he speaks directly to Joshua. And he tells him to go over the Jordan, claim land that God had given to him. And he tells him to observe the law and keep it faithfully. He tells him to be strong and good courage, be not afraid, neither dismayed, and that the Lord thy God would be with him wherever he went. So in essence, he tells him the keys to success. They were given to him so that he could better lead the people of Israel into the land of Canaan. And this can help us today. This can help us to be stronger Christians. These three tips, these three attitudes can help us to be stronger Christians. They can help us to do God's will better. So to start, if we desire to be spiritually successful, we need to do these three things. So the first one up here, adopt strength, courage, and confidence. Another word for this is it signifies self-confidence. It signifies strength and courage. And these are the two things that God tells Joshua to have. Courage was something that he was going to need if he was going to face his enemies. He was going to need strength to motivate the children of Israel so they could go to the promised land. You need both to be successful in living there. So today as Christians, we need to be courageous. Courage is by definition, to be brave or bold in adverse circumstances. We need to be bold and brave and courageous to speak the truth in our everyday lives. In our Christian lives, we should be able to go anywhere, school, work, anywhere, and people should know that we are Christians by the way we speak, by the way we speak the truth, by other characteristics that the world just doesn't have. The apostles even pray for such. Acts 4:29, and now, Lord, look upon their threatenings and grant unto thy servants to speak thy word with all boldness. Paul tells us in Hebrews 13:6 that we can be courageous when we know that the Lord is our helper. And if we are Christians tonight, we do know our Lord is our helper, so we can be courageous. Paul often asks for prayers on behalf so that he can speak boldly. Ephesians 6:19 through 20, he requests prayer for others. And on my behalf, that utterance may be given unto me in opening my mouth, to make known with boldness the mystery of the gospel, for which I am an ambassador in chains, that I may speak boldly as I ought to speak. We also need strength as Christians to live faithfully and encourage people. In Ephesians 6:10 it states, finally be strong in the Lord and in the strength of his might. Putting on the whole armor of God can help us be strong. If you've heard this analogy, gird our loins with truth, the breastplate of righteousness, on our feet the preparation of the gospel, shield of faith, helmet of salvation, and the sword of the Spirit. But how we get this strength, a lot of times it comes from very unlikely sources. If you want to turn to 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 10, where this is mainly coming from. Wherefore I take pleasure in weakness, in injuries, in necessities, in persecutions, in distresses, for Christ's sake, for when I am weak, then I am strong. We need to embrace these injuries, weaknesses, persecutions, because they can bring us closer to the Lord. They can make us stronger Christians. They can help us do God's will better. We can always be assured, however, that with Christ we can do anything because he strengthens us. Philippians 4:13. To the second attitude for success point that is on the board, avoid anxiety. Anxiety is worrying about things of which we have no control over. It leads to fear and dismay. David gave a statistic last Sunday night in his lesson. Can't remember it exactly, but it was somewhere along the lines of 8% of the stuff that we worry about is we can actually control, but we don't know what we worry about fits into that 8%, so why worry about it? God showed Joshua to have no fear and to be not dismayed. If we have this kind of fear, we will fail to act. Being dismayed is like a deer looking into headlights. If we have such an attitude, we will be overcome, we will fail. As Christians, we must avoid these anxieties. Jesus tells us not to be anxious for food, clothing, or shelter, but to instead seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto us, Matthew 6:33. Paul would write, "In nothing be anxious, but in everything be by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God," Philippians 4:6. But there is a type of fear that we must have. There's a certain anxiety that we must have. It's the fear of God. Matthew 10:28, "And be not afraid of them that kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him who is able to destroy both soul and body in hell." This type of fear, it's respectful and it's in awe of one so mighty and powerful. As Christians, we have to have this fear, and we can't fear that what man can do unto us. Hebrews 13:6, so that with good courage we can say that the Lord is my helper. I will not fear what man shall do unto me. So, why have anxieties? Because they don't do anything for us. Only 8% of it we can control, but we don't need to worry about that because we don't know what goes there. So if we can avoid these anxieties, we can be stronger Christians. We can have strength, we can have courage, and we can have confidence. So we just need to avoid them. The third attitude for success and point on the board is accept assurance. God assured Joshua when he came to speak to him when Joshua was leading the children of Israel. God said that he would be with Joshua wherever he went. Joshua had a great assurance knowing that God was going to be wherever he went, and he couldn't have had a greater assurance knowing this. In Matthew, Jesus gave his disciples the same assurance. In Matthew 28:20, he promised his disciples that he would be with them until the end. In John 14:23, he said, "If a man love me, he will keep my words, and my Father will love him, and we will come unto him and make our abode with him." And he also gave the churches in the first century this assurance, this encouragement. He says in Paul says in Philippians 4:9 that the things which ye both learned and received and heard and saw in me, these things do, and the God of peace shall be with you. He wrote in Ephesians 4:6, one God and Father of all, who is above all and through all and in all. So we need to accept God's assurance that he is with us so that we can get busy doing his will and do his will regardless of whatever comes our way, because we know that we have his assurance. So in conclusion, God gave Joshua 3 attitudes for success. And if we can adopt these attitudes, if we can live by them each day in our daily lives and not worry about anything else, we can be successful in our Christian lives and we can do God's will way better. Adopt that confidence, strength, courage, avoid anxiety, and accept assurance. If you are not a Christian tonight, or if you have strayed away and you need prayers from the church, you can have a great jump into Christian life tonight, because you can use these 3 attitudes, these 3 tips right away and be great Christians right away. So if anyone needs to respond tonight, we ask you to come.